Welcome viewers across the world, more especially Biafrans that are watching from all over the world. Wherever you are watching us from, I appreciate you for joining this platform. Please like and share this video to family and friends. Share it to everyone that is close to you. You never can tell who is going to hear us. This video is very, very important. I am going to share a very important information on this video. As you all know, the call for the release of the Supreme Leader of IPOB, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is getting louder by day. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been detained after being kidnapped from Kenya by Nigerian government. They brought him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. He has passed through the law court and he was freed. They had no case against him, but they have refused to release him. They have kept him under solitary confinement for the past 3 years. Today, the call for his unconditional release is getting louder and louder. I want to take you back to memory lane, what happened 1 year ago. This was a program that was hosted in Channel Television. I want you to watch this program again and then reflect back on what transpired then and then what is happening today when you are hearing this call on the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to watch closely, look carefully, and you will understand what I'm trying to pass.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. The title of this clip is Federal Universities in Nigeria Up for the Grab. In other words, for sale. It is now official, courtesy of the voluntary disclosure by the Minister for Education, Professor Hitmama, that the federal government has come to a final conclusion that for Nigerian youth to have qualitative education in court and for them to be able to go to further their own studies, and in view of the inability and lack of capacity and resources of the federal government to keep on funding tertiary institutions, it has come to a final conclusion that investors will have the gates of all federal universities and institutions to come in and invest. In other words, gates of universities are now opened for anybody with any source of money, legitimate, questionable, doubtful, fraudulent, to come and invest and take over the universities. This is quite an interesting time. If you say you want children to have quality education, but you said an investor will come in and invest. Investors are not fools. They are coming in to make profit. As we stand today, it is impossible for majority of our youth to go to the university or other higher institutions. With the coming of an investor, it is completely impossible, completely untenable, completely not practicable, which means this policy is meant to send away children of the poor, the indigent, and the downtrodden from being educated forever. Because an investor will come in and charge 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 10 million, depending on the cost, which means ab initio, you have eliminated over 90% of those aspiring to be educated up to the university level or up to higher or beyond secondary school level. This is wickedness of the highest order. People who are formulating these policies got educated free on a platter of gold in a serene environment with quality teachers. They are the same people now who are destroying the educational sector, the same sector that they did not build. They woke up and saw a working educational system which they are now willing to destroy for their own personal and selfish reasons. And to be sure, no responsible investor will come from any part of the world to come and invest into education in Nigeria. Why do I say so? Investors are not fools. No investor will come and put his money in Federal University Zamfara, or he goes to Kebbi, or Sokoto, or Kaduna, or Katsina, or Kogi, or Kwara, or Benue, or Taraba, or Nasarawa, or Borno, or Yobe and invest. They are not fools. If you see a white man coming, and you will see many of them, or any foreigner for that matter, coming into Nigeria to say, I am bringing in money to invest in university, that money must have been the stolen money, stolen by Nigerians, taken outside, now finding a way of bringing it back to continue asphyxiating us, to continue exploiting us, and to continue destroying the future of even the generation yet unborn. That is how sad it is. One may begin to ask, where are our legislators? Where are the senators? Where are the members? Where are the ministers? Where are the clergies? Where are the clerks? They are all around. Some clergies and some clerics have been permanently compromised. In National Assembly, we have only one party under APC. Don't ever think of a PDP senator or a PDP member, or a Labour member or a Labour senator. No, they are now standing on his mandate. That is why there is no opposition. That is why Tinubu has so far borrowed 21 trillion naira without pimp from members of the National Assembly. That is why he has transferred federal agencies outside of Abuja, no single word coming from them, except few objections. That is why the economy is being destroyed and everybody is keeping quiet. That is why he's opening the universities for investors, nobody will talk. That is why his regime is promoting and protecting and projecting and looking away when our ethical morality is being assaulted by being signatory to the LGTB Samoa Agreement and Pact. Well, luckily, those who go to extreme beyond the boundaries set by God are immediately going to be destroyed. All these actions, all these assaults, all these insults, all these derailments, all this arrogance and greed are going beyond the boundaries set by God. And even if Nigerians don't pray for God to help them, for God to save them, there is no point. God will save us. God will be on our side always. And God will annihilate all those people who are making life difficult for Nigerians, those who are shortchanging Nigerians, those who are stealing Nigerians' money, those who are dipping their hands into the treasury and emptying it as if there was no yesterday or tomorrow will not come. We are looking forward to a day when we will laugh. We will laugh louder. We will laugh last. We will be happy. We will enjoy. We will marry. And we shall praise the songs of God. We shall praise the name of God. We will thank God for saving us at the time we never expected, from the angle we never expected, at the moment of our dire needs.
Charles, Nigeria can easily produce most of the things that we import. And this issue of somebody being sabotaged, I don't think anybody is being sabotaged. The problems are fundamental. Charles, let us address this issue. Annually, we import $24 billion worth of refinery, white petroleum product and minerals that we can easily produce here. Charles, we have refineries in Port Harcourt, in Warri, and Kaduna with combined refining capacity of 445,000 barrels a day. Those refineries have not been working. They are not older than most refineries are working across the whole world. Charles, if we want to make this country work, we need to be very honest and situate things properly. Nobody goes to build a refinery without first of all thinking about the feedstock, even before putting the first foundation on the floor. I'll give you an example. Niger Delta Refinery is one refinery in Nigeria, Mola Refinery. Before Niger Delta Refinery put in one block, they already had a marginal field that were operating under the Arade Group. No investor put money on ground to do refinery without first of all considering his crude oil feedstock, even signing agreement over 20 years period. I was privileged to be part of the team buy side that bought NAFCON on air The first thing that the buyers considered was how they would get the feedstock, and they had to sign 20-year contract with NGC, and that is number one. For the refineries to work, there must be institutional reform. Charles, let's face fact. NNPC is not working because of corruption. Refineries are not working because of corruption. Look at Brazil. Petrobras is working. 2.3 million barrels of crude oil production every day. $174 billion sized. $121 billion revenue annually. $37 billion profit annually. Crude oil reserve of Brazil, 15.5 billion barrels. Nigeria has $7.7 billion. Do you know why Nigeria is not working? Petrobras is owned only 28.5% by the Brazilian government. The rest are owned by institutional investors, just like we have in Nigeria liquefied natural gas. The only corporation that is working today, NLNG is working because federal government owns 49% and 51% is owned by private sector investors. If we want the refineries to work in the next 6 months, divest 60% of the federal government holding from NNPC. Bring in deep-pocketed, capable, technically savvy private sector investors to take over that 60%. First of all, that would release 40 billion into the aviation account. Do IPO of $20 billion, extra money will come in. When you do this, Charles, it will become efficiently run like NLNG, like the Petrobras. In the next 1 year, Charles will be shocked. This country will start doing 2.5 million barrels a day. Those refineries will start working. The truth is, the refineries are not working because of the corruption in the oil and gas sector. It's a sleazy environment, and we know this. Brazilians are not more righteous than Nigerians, but the Brazilian government clearly saw what we are experiencing today, and that they divested. Why is the federal government of Nigeria holding 100% shareholding in something that is not working? And interestingly, over the last 9 years, the same set of human beings that have been at the helm of affairs are still there. When you have for 9 years people who have been at the helm of affairs of an industry that is not working, what do, Charles? You rationalize. You do away with those who are not performing and bring in fresh blood, fresh hands, even if it means hiring expatriates. Aramco is working. Angola is working. Petrobras is working. Why is Nigeria not working?
Nigeria has taken another IMF loan, this time for $2.5 billion, bringing Nigeria's total debt obligations to over $110 billion. I don't like this deal at all for Nigeria, and I don't think it's an exaggeration to say this is more of an economic hitman type move, and I'm going to explain why. The terms of this IMF loan may seem fair at first glance. It's a $2.5 billion loan at 1% interest rate that will be paid off over 40 years, with no payment due for over 10 years. But here's the problem. The loan needs to be paid back in Western currencies, and the Naira is losing significant value every year, meaning this loan is going to end up costing tens of billions of dollars to Nigeria within a decade. From an economic sense, the effective interest rate would be 1% plus the depreciation of the Naira relative to the US dollar. In the past year, the Naira depreciated 50%, meaning the interest rate would be 51% if the Naira depreciation continues. This is an economy-destroying debt obligation. Of course, because payments don't start until 2034, when all the current politicians will be long gone when the loan starts to come due, I can understand why this was a tempting loan to take. But let's say the Naira depreciation is only 10% per year, which is very generous. Even in this best case scenario, that means by 2034, the principal in this loan will effectively grow from $2.5 billion to $7 billion. The payments will then be the equivalent of $1 billion a year and continue for 30 years. So for $2.5 billion today, Nigeria is agreeing to pay the Western banks $30 billion under a 10% inflation rate. But even the loan itself comes with other concessions that should worry Nigerians. Nigeria will have to keep a large portion of this money as foreign reserves, so they can't even spend much of it. They also need to end subsidies on oil, which will hurt their economy, and they will need to enact reforms which will make it easier for Western banks to compete with the domestic Nigerian banks. I understand that in many ways the current administration inherited these problems. However, the terms of this IMF loan will contribute to long-term insolvency. Nigeria has far too many assets, both in raw resources and a talented labor pool, to be in this debt spiral. And the longer they stay reliant on Western banks, the longer Nigeria will operate below their economic potential. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Nigeria should have taken this loan and agreed to the reforms that came along with it? Or should Nigeria have taken the more difficult path of breaking away from IMF loans? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if this video brought value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel. And
my fellow Biafrans, after watching this clip, I want you to be the judge for yourself. Go to the comment section and write on the comment section, tell me what you feel about this interview that was granted. I thank God for the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. Biafran people are going to defend themselves. If it's going to take everyone out to defend Biafra, we will do that till the last man standing. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide our Liberation Army. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move airborne. Thank you and stay safe.